Welcome again. So we are back to work on the green truck. Since the last video, I've done a couple things here and there. We're going to be working on the fuel system, getting a new sending unit, which this truck did not come with a sending unit. There's no fuel pump in it, but we're going to put one in it anyway, and I'll explain here in a little bit. But I did do a couple things. I've got pretty much all the wiring run for the air suspension here. All the plumbing, most of the plumbing's done. I got the dump valve under the seat. I'll show you that in a second. This was my temporary relay switch, and the relay's bad, so I had to order another relay, but the compressor does work. All the plumbing is mostly done. Got a few miscellaneous things to do here. Like I said, got my dump valve put under the seat here, if you can see that, and it should, well, if I had enough pressure in the tank it would dump. But I've got that all plumbed in. So the only thing left to do that would hinder us from using it right now is getting the fuel system situated. And that's my goal tonight, is just to get this thing running so we can move it around if we need to. I'm still waiting on parts, but as stuff comes in, I'm going to be working on it here and there. And the rain's picking up now, obviously, so I hope you can hear me. But this truck did not come, so this is a 94. The 12 valves did not come with a pump in the tank. Your lift pump is on the side of the block. It would be mechanical, runs on the cam lobe, and that's how you get your fuel pressure to your pump. So right now we've got a two-wire system here, and that is on. We got a five-pin plug, but only 2 wires coming in here. And over here we've got only 4 wires, and then we've got 4 wires, so we've got 2 for a sense, and then a ground, and we got a power. And I know this works because I put this pretty much the same exact one in my 94 welding truck, so I know it works. The sensing, the level sensor is a little off. It's not as accurate as it could be, and I'm sure if I figured out a way to regulate, I don't know how to do that necessarily, but if you could somehow regulate the voltage, I'm sure you could figure out high and low and go that way. But nonetheless, if you are interested in this, there is the part number. This is the Amazon special, but like I said, this is for a 90, this would be for like a 98 to 02 truck with a VP44 in it, and this has a pump in it. But basically, we're going to take this plug. I've got a pigtail here. I've got a pigtail for this pump, and basically we're going to match up. I'm pretty sure that this green one, I'm going to check it again, but I'm pretty sure there's a green with a black tracer. That should be your power. This one over here should be the ground, and it should line up here with what we need. And then our 2 other ports here in the middle will be for the sense. So I'm not sure which one, I can't remember which one was which for this, but basically the level sensor in this truck never did work, and I think the cluster's bad, so I'm not too worried about it. But in my 94, this does work. But full tank will read only 3/4 full, and when you're getting below E, then you know you're getting pretty close to empty. And it's never let me down, so it does work to an extent. It's just not, it doesn't read properly, but I'm sure somebody smarter than me might be able to figure out how to get that to work properly. So nothing to it really here. Like I said, we're just gonna place this in here. I think on my other truck, the quick connects were gone, but I think the quick connects should work here, which we're about to find out. But yeah, let's get this thing installed and see what we got here. So there's something not right in the wiring. Something's not telling the fuel pump relay. It may not be a feature on the 94. I don't really remember, but I can almost guarantee it worked on my 94 when I did this. But I jumped the relay, so now we've got power there. So theoretically, we should be able to. So if we touch yellow, we should hear the pump. Yeah. I don't know if you hear that, but pump turns on, and it's on the key's on right now. So if I turn the key off, pump goes off. So there might be a timer on that I didn't get in time. I don't really know, but basically right now we've got it bridged. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this wired up. I'm just gonna guess. I don't know that it's probably one or the other, but I'm just going to put them in line. This black with the white stripe was on this side, and this is a black with the blue tracers on this side. I'm just going to go ahead and hook those up, and we're just going to hope that the sensor works, and or I can figure it out later. So I'm going to get this wired up real quick and see if we can get this truck started up. All right, I'll come back here in a minute and put some wire loom around that, finalize that, but I want to make sure we get the truck started and stuff like that first. But first I'm going to clean up a tad because I still got a mess back here on the back, and then we'll get this truck fired up, hopefully. Okay, we may have to do some bleeding on the fuel system, but we're going to give it a shot without it. So let's see what happens here. But let me see if when I turn the key on, you can hear the pump. It's quiet. I don't know if you can hear it over the ring, but definitely on. So let's give it a shot and see what happens here. Let me jump in and give it some throttle. Wants to go. Pretty sure that's let me see if yeah, fuel gauge does not work. The only gauge on this dash that actually works is the oil pressure. So I want to say that this cluster is bad because that might be part of the problem, but nonetheless we'll dive into that later. Now I don't know, what are we gonna do now? So long story short, I'm gonna have to catch up at a different time, but the other night when we were working on the the fuel system, I managed to bringing the air up. I got sidetracked doing some other things, and therefore we're pretty much wrapped up with this, and we're about to go try it out and see how this thing does. So, I don't know if you can tell, but the leveling valve just picked it back up. So yeah, we're about to go try this thing out and see if it's gonna work or not. Quite a big jump in time, and you'll have to forgive me because I did a terrible job at picking up the camera and doing anything yesterday. But yesterday, if I didn't put it in the video, or I'm not even sure what, I don't even know what I captured and what I didn't capture, but anyhow, we went across the state and back yesterday, took some stuff. I had a piece of equipment to drop off. I had Ethan's 4Runner on here that we took to him and dropped off, and then these axles up here are for his up and coming project here real soon. But anyhow, we went basically across the state of Florida and back, and everything went terribly. And by terribly, I mean the front end on this thing is terrible. The suspension, let's just say, not suspension, but the steering is terrible, as is on most second gens. So we need to take care of that. But all in all, the suspension did great back here. The shocks on the front are blown out because anytime you hit a bump, it feels like you're on a bouncy ride. But all in all, everything went great. No complaints back here. I did have some problems. I get over there to where I was going, and I noticed I had fuel leaking all down the frame. And the night before, so there's quite a bit that I left out since putting this here fuel sending unit in. So I put that in, and then I got distracted, and then the next day I started working on stuff, and again, I didn't video any of it, but did a lot of miscellaneous things here and there to get this truck running, because I knew I wanted to take it on its first trip or voyage And what better way to test it out than to go across the state and back. So basically, I got the fuel sending unit put in, and then I found a fuel leak up near the pump. The 30-year-old hose was shot. And then same thing, I get over there yesterday, same thing happened here. This hose here, one of these, but I replaced both of them. One of them gave out on me, so I was just slowly dripping fuel. Got that fixed. I noticed after I got over there, the steering is terrible. We'll put that out there first and foremost. But the track bar on the front was pretty shot, so I did put a new track bar on it when I got over there, and everything else seemed to function well. The bags don't have the recommended air on them right now. It's been sitting overnight, and I guess I got a leak somewhere, so bags are low. But overall, this thing worked great. We're gonna try. I don't know. I'm almost half tempted to build a flatbed for this thing, because I kind of like the way it looks here, hooked up to this trailer. I don't know. You tell me. I'm kind of tempted. I want to keep it minimal if I do build a flatbed, but my goal today is we got something to address here, which we'll go over that in just a minute. But we got something to fix, and then my plan was to put the bed on and get this thing back to driving order. That way we can have tail lights again and whatnot and drive this thing. So let's go unhook the trailer and we go from there. Okay, so one of the things that needs to be addressed, can you see it? Let me give you a little hint here. So let me give you an idea as to what we're working with here. Okay, got that, and yeah, that's not centered. I don't know. I don't know what I did or what I was doing, but 38 inches overall, and I'm sitting on 20 inches, so we got to move this over an inch, which is kind of bad because these, you know, I built the thing and then drilled the holes for, or drilled these and then I marked them on the frame. So if we cut this apart, it's going to be hard to get them to line back up just right. So what I think I'm going to have to do more or less is we'll take it off, cut it apart, bolt these two back down, move it over to the center, and then tack it / weld it in place. I'll get a blanket to cover everything up because I don't want to have to move this again, or I don't want to have to try to make it fit after the fact. So that was a mistake on my part. What else we got? Well, here's where we're leaking, I guess. I didn't have a blow off, but I got one of those to put in there now, a pressure relief. Couple of things. There was a couple things that I was thinking we needed to do before we put the bed on. I just noticed, I guess I broke this yesterday. Got to put that back on. And I guess that's it back here. So as far as the front end goes, I need to go ahead and get all new components. Like I said, I did replace the track bar because it looked pretty terrible yesterday. So I was able to find one of those while I was out. I need to order pretty much everything as far as from the gearbox. I know can't be in good shape either, but all the linkages had a little bit of play in them. The sway bar, and surprisingly enough, just the front sway bar, I didn't have a lot of roll back here pulling that trailer. So I was pleasantly surprised that, I mean, it didn't ever feel like it was out of control this way. The front, like you hit a bump and the front end would just do whatever it wanted to do yesterday, but that's kind of to be expected because I knew it was bad, but putting a trailer on the back definitely amplified it. So what was I just saying? So yeah, the roll back here was real great, the lack thereof, I guess I should say. Didn't really notice it at all yesterday. So I'm going to keep driving it a little bit more without the putting a sway bar on, and then we'll address if we need to add one later. One thing I lifted up the, I can't really tell if it's sitting level or not, but I did lift up the leveling arm one notch from what it was at, I think. So in doing so, I want to move the, I need to adjust the panhard bar back here. I need to move it out a little bit because we're leaning a little bit on our bags here. Sitting this height, this one's not as bad. But I want to just move it out just a little bit so we kind of centered up. This one here is kind of at a weird angle, so we'll just kind of even it up a little bit. Other than that, we're looking all right. Like I said, I want to go ahead and get a couple things fixed here so we can throw the bed on it. I need to clean up the shop because it's in shambles. Like I said, I stayed up late one night trying to get this thing ready so that I could drive it yesterday. And let's just get to work and we'll go from there. All right, so that's better. The trick is to put the paint on while it's still scalding hot, so that way it dries instantly. And I missed a spot over here, I see. Kind of hard to get to. And then a little once over and you're good. So one job taken care of. I already moved panhard bar a little bit, so we're sitting better on our bags now. I'm happy with that. And what else? The only thing I got to do yet is I'm going to measure. I know it's loud right now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to measure for the bed. I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut my hole and hopefully it fits. And then I think we're about ready to set the bed on anyway. I don't think we need to do anything else here right now. I did kind of forget to paint the drive shaft, but we'll do that later at a different time. That's it. So let's get cleaned up here and get ready to set the bed on. well, not the best of installs here, but it turned out okay. Doesn't fit, they don't always fit quite right. This was like $85 on old eBay there, so it's good as can be expected, I guess. But the hitch was interfering. I didn't think it was going to interfere. Well, I didn't think about it, so therefore I think I can get by with moving this back. If I basically, this is what's in the way right here. It's low enough where it won't interfere, but I think I can cut this out and just move the whole thing back a little bit. That way I don't have to modify and cut this off and build a bracket and everything. So that'll be the goal. Next, I don't think I'm going to get into that in this video because I think we'll just go ahead and call it wraps here for tonight. But this thing, it is aired out right now, so it's squatting down the back, but I like it. I like the 4th gen wheels on the 2nd gen. So all in all, we're going to be doing a lot more of this truck. This might be it for now as far as on this truck. I don't think we're going to get into too much quite yet with the front end. Might have to work on something else here and there. But my goal, I don't know if I said this, I can't remember, but my goal is to radius arm the front, either find some Dodge radius arms and make a bracket, or maybe we'll just make our own, cut some out on the plasma table. But the idea is to long arm on the front, and we're going to keep the springs because I don't want to put bags all the way around on this truck. So we'll keep the coils. Definitely need some new shocks and stuff like that. So that'll be up and coming. But for now, I guess that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Guess we'll see you all in the next video. Thanks, guys.